Capricorn. It's your girl, Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2022. Baby, welcome to the new year. The earth is coming to life, and so will you, I promise. Now, I felt the need to put on, last night me and some witchy friends, we made some boss bitch oil, and I hope that you can get like some kind of a glimpse or view of how fucking fire this is. And got that going just for you guys because that's what it's like. Boss. Take it there. Let it happen. Let that at least be an aspiration. Maybe you being your own boss. Maybe you leveling up in some sort of position. Becoming the boss of your own life. Bossing up on your emotional life and your spiritual life. However it checks out for you. Ascension, elevation is the move. Be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising. Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything. It's been a minute since I filmed from this view, and Virgo already fucking burned me. So trust and believe I'm going to be getting up periodically and checking on the video. It's so annoying. I know. I'm sorry. Thanks, Virgo. For daily content, though, check out my Instagram at justj_everything. And TikTok at justjeverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. Capricorn, light it if you got it. Hydrate with me. Cheers. This is cardinal fire. Cardinal signs initiate the season. Aries initiates the spring. And that is the transition between life and death. Death coming back to life, death and rebirth. And I feel like that's kind of where you guys are at. That weird in-between of life and death. And it's a sweet spot to be in. And not many people have, and I mean this when I say this, the luxury to understand the sweetness of that spot. Not many people are privy to it. And I do feel like this season, you guys are really like understanding the depths, the bounds. So let it in. This season squares you, so there's definitely going to be a lot of like tension, like arm wrestling energy. But I do feel like if anybody knows what to do with that energy, how to harness it, it's you guys. Often you can take struggle and it like fuels you, it like inspires you. But I do feel like either way you will feel some like yummy relief coming in soon because Venus and Mars have left finally, and them and their like lovey-dovey, let's like kumbaya and change the world shit is like finally out of your energy. You've gotten what you need from it. I feel like your standards have risen, but there's some relief and there's some peace now for you to just get comfy and hang out with Pluto. Hades, the god of the underworld. And Pluto is the planet of ordeals and the transformations that arise from them. But if anybody can handle a motherfucking ordeal, boy. If it's not you, who else? Scorpio? Okay, cool, yeah. Like they're a walking ordeal. But like, if anyone can fucking handle it, it's you. And Pluto's there for another 2 years. I love you, but Pluto's there till 2024. And it doesn't mean that he's causing a constant ruckus. It's just like you are being bred into being someone who isn't wrecked easily. Who isn't wrecked? It's just like it can come, but it doesn't like knock you off your pivot. I do feel like, you've experienced a lot of things that have just been like fucking set you adrift, has like completely fucking wrecked you, but you've come back to shore now. And you're in a place where not from like a traumatic or trauma response, kind of like no one will ever hurt me again, I'll never love like that ever again. No, not from that kind of place. It's just like you can't be rocked like that. But it's not, it doesn't feel guarded. It just feels like you guys are in a place where not like your heart is hardened, and you can let it be that if you want it to be. Trust and believe. You can, if you need it to be that dramatic, it can be. But if you really like peel back a layer of the victim, you know, and a layer of like what's happened. Sorry, Aries season is gonna be so cutthroat. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to offend you. That wasn't a jab. I was saying, but if you like peel back a layer of you and really try to look at it from like a bird's eye view or an objective point of view, you'll be able to see that like so much of this shit is happening, and so much of it has strengthened you, and it's made you a particular type of fucking person. It's bred you into a particular brand of bitch. It's made you into a particular kind of dude. Like whatever it is, it's just like there's a certain kind of it's like you won't relinquish a certain kind. It's like only. It's like, oh, I just heard that that right is reserved for the divine. Whoo! Okay, Capricorn. I feel like from like and that's a big statement. But I do feel like those of you who see this, you know, fuck it. I'll say it's like that the divine just says like only the divine reserves the right to wreck your shit like that from now on. Like if you and honest, ooh, and that's another level of it. I'm sorry, I don't even want to say this. Another level of it is that like from here going on out, if your shit gets like really wrecked, it's kind of like you deserve it, because you may have like been ignoring like a big like at this point there's something about like the people that you're choosing, like understanding that they're like everyone's a soulmate, everyone's coming in to teach you a lesson. But if you keep ignoring yourself and ignoring your relationship with yourself and ignoring the divine, whatever it is that you start to ignore those things for, you're just putting a target on its back. And so don't play yourself. And I'm being really careful with the deserve it thing, because I do feel, I mean, like chaotic shit happens, and it's not, and I'm not saying like everything that bad that happens to you is you deserve it. I'm just saying there are going to be things that if you keep ignoring your intuition, and it's like you welcome it. You welcome the karma that comes in, and that's your ruling planet. Saturn is like doling out fucking karma left and right. But I feel like this is a great season to really like, I feel like a lot of karmic debts have been paid. And this feels like a very clean slate, Capricorn. That's almost what I want to name the video. Clean slate. We didn't even got cards out, and I'm already trying to name the video. But that's how it feels. Clean slate. And so at this point, it's just like if you fuck up again, if you ignore yourself again, if you ignore those red flags again, it's like if you don't learn the lesson, you'll do it all over again. So that's really the big thing that's coming through. I feel like you are being etched into a pillar of faith. You are being etched into someone that multiple people can believe in, that multiple people can really like learn from. And it's very like the high priestess, almost. The imagery that I'm seeing is there's the light pillar and the dark pillar, and both uphold the ceiling. Both the light and the dark cannot exist without each other, and I'm gonna find better language for that. I know I keep saying that, but it's just like that's the level I get to express it at. But it's almost just like, it's like, think of a spectrum of light, or whenever you see a rainbow or you see a prism, it's like those colors, they always are there, like, together, but there is, and so like the light and the dark, they are dependent on each other. And so I want us to get to this point where we're not like fearing the tower or fearing the death card or fear, because and putting these like really like, for lack of a better phrase, like fucking lame expectations on like what shadow is and what darkness is. It's like, you need that shit's happening for us, like. And maybe I'm just old now at this point, but it's just like my clock has been clean. My shit has been wrecked. And looking back at it is like, thank fucking God. GAWD. Thank God that my shit got wrecked like that, because I wouldn't have stepped into my purpose. I wouldn't have become and that's what I feel like is happening for you. I feel like there's some things that have happened where it's just like, give it a couple years. For some of you, you may already be there, but there is something where or something I feel like monumental or huge has happened, where you're going to be able to give yourself some hindsight, or you're going to be given some hindsight, and it's going to be like, thank God. Thank God that happened. Thank God that I learned that lesson. Thank God that person was that harsh on me. Thank God I learned that limit. Things of that nature. So Saturn, your ruling planet, is just chilling in Aquarius. So trust your friends, and the company that you keep is going to continue changing. It's supposed to. It's important that you make effort to heal yourself enough so that you get to the point that you can start to recognize what are healthy people to let in, and what are, which one of these toxic motherfuckers do I need to okay. It's like, how are you going to hate from outside of the club? You can't even get in. Anyway. I don't know why. But that's like, somebody, like, I feel like there are people who have like VIP access to you. And it's just like, no mas. No. It's all about you. Let it finally be all about you. And on April 1st, there is a new moon in Aries. And I feel like it's important for you to figure out how to plant seeds that are indicative of the new you. And how to really let yourself allow spirit to guide you to who this new version of you is. And whatever it, is developing from the chaos. I'm going to, of course, do separate videos on the new moon and the full moon. I'm not doing deep astrological notes really for you guys, because I feel like this is actually a quite intuitive time. It needs to be quite intuitive time, and this is you getting really intentional is important, especially around that new moon. April 1st, I'll do a separate video, but it's time to get really like specific and intentional about what you want for you, for your future, for how, and also like what you're gonna do to make that happen, because Aries is an action sign. It requires action, and so do you. And so there is something about like, what steps are you going to take, giving yourself like updating the goals, updating the short-term and the long-term goals, little things like that. I just feel like it's important. Did I have any? No. All right. Capricorn, hydrate. Light it if you got it. Look at me here without my fucking lighting on. I'm not doing... I've been working, and y'all know. You get it. My Mars is in Capricorn. Exalted in Capricorn, so I can't help it. But what we can do is relax. Shake it out. Get comfortable. Release your shoulders. Release your jaw. Get horizontal if you can. But either way, empty your lungs. Take a deep breath whenever you're ready. One more time. As we are welcoming in communion with our benevolent ancestors, with Mother God, Father God, and Mother Earth, and asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, for Aries season 2022. Welcome to the new year, y'all. Welcome to the new year. The first card out before I check the camera. Okay. We're at 16 minutes and I ain't even got one card out. Goodness. It's just getting more and more long-winded. Sorry for that sound. Sorry. Got my pyrite on. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2022. I don't know why a giggle is rising up in me. Let yourself play, let yourself laugh, let yourself have fun. Stop taking shit so seriously. I have to remind myself too. I feel like it's important to let yourself be slow to speak, but you need to speak. That's a big thing, especially in Aries season. Like, think before you speak, but fucking speak. And especially when people are expressing their feelings or their emotions or being vulnerable to you, I feel like it's important to get into a better habit of like helping people feel seen. You letting yourself be seen. King of Cups, first card out. Yeah, you may be having to show up as an emotional support for some people. I feel like you are the mature one in the group. Like, who the fucking thunk? Or like, you're the emotionally mature one in the group. Or you're, it's so, I love you, but I don't mean that as like no shade. But first thing out to be clarified on the Selenite throne is like your emotional maturity. I feel like you're just like, you've matured spiritually. You've really leveled up at like showing up as fair, showing up as diplomatic, showing up as wise even, creative even. It's like, fucking, do you have any what is it? Grey Poupon. I said, do you have any creme brulee? That's what I was going to say, because a real bougie bitch knows. Interesting. There may be someone... Also, King of Cups is Sun in Pisces, so there may be someone Pisces placements coming up, or coming to visit, or like showing up in your life. But I do feel like emotional support, emotional maturity is a big thing. There may be somebody with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements that's really making an impact. But I do feel like Capricorn, you're coming into this new year really embodying the profound lessons that you've learned from some pretty fucked up stuff. I feel like a lot of you are actually doing the work, and it shows. And I just feel like you are in a place where you are now like being entrusted. Yeah. It's like you're now being entrusted. The Ace of Swords. You're now being entrusted with this influx of information, inspiration, wisdom, like guidance that you're able to give people. I feel like there are really powerful conversations that you're having that are going to put you in a position to like acknowledge that you're supposed to be wearing a crown. Not only is just like, oh, hey, here's your crown back. Yes, that's happening for a lot of you, but it's just like what I do with that thing? That's always supposed to have been there. And so don't be hard on yourself that you haven't felt this good, but I do feel like there is just like an influx of self-esteem, an influx of clarity, an influx of like self-awareness. I'm telling you, some of you are doing the work. Some of you are having powerful conversations, powerful realizations. Maybe realizations or powerful conversations with someone with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius placements. I feel like you're having powerful realizations about the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or there could be stuff coming in through the grapevine about them, or like the information comes in. The sword of truth is being handed to you. And so I feel like some of you are going to be tempted to put this goblet of wisdom down and grab this sword and start cutting some heads. I think you may be tempted to kind of like get off your throne in some sort of way. So pay attention to that, but we'll see what else comes out. For Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For Aries season 2022. 4 of Wands at the center of the reading. A lot fell out, but that was the only one that I saw. 4 of Wands at the center of the reading. Nice. With the moon at the bottom of the deck. Definitely like Pisces energy is coming up quickly. There may be something, some sort of also like secret, or something isn't as they seem about a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or about an ex-wife or a or an ex-partner, mother-in-law, about your mother-in-law. There could be like seeing through some sort of illusion about someone that maybe you were thinking about marrying, or maybe you're hearing about somebody get married. I mean, we'll dive into it in the plunge. Of course, patreon.com/justjeverything. But I do feel like there are these things. Wow, there's a lot coming up about like commitment. Some of y'all, like there's someone maybe that's in your life that you want to be committed to. You could be meeting a new person, or some of you, I feel like ultimately what this looks like, and I'm not taking all this, but I just felt called to look at it. But I do feel like for a lot of you, there is this deep healing of what's going on in your subconscious mind. It may have to do with your parents. It may have to do with culture. It may have to do with, yet again, how you're adorning yourself, how you're treating yourself, how you're showing up in your life. There is something about putting your crown back on. The Ace of Swords is handing you, and what does that mean? Putting your crown back on. It's like leaning into your sovereignty, leaning into your autonomy, really enforcing your boundaries heavily. I feel like some of you are having like a really important conversation with people that you live with. Maybe having important conversations, or there's legal stuff going on about your living situation. For some of you, maybe there's things like the lease is changing, or you need to renew your lease, or you're moving, or you find a better place, or that could be something that comes up too. Some of you may be asked to be in a wedding, or asked to officiate a wedding. But the crown being handed back, or you putting your crown back on, really looks like you stepping into your power. That's ultimately what I'm saying. And that's going to look like that's going to look differently for everybody, because this is a general reading. And so for some of you, putting your crown back on is being non-responsive, not being so hyper emotional, allowing yourself to be, for some of you, putting your crown back on is letting your heart be seen more, letting yourself be more emotional. For some of you, it's figuring out how to like put your poker face on when it's appropriate to do that. And so there is just this like custom tailored healing that I feel like is coming in for everybody. And so I feel like also there's information about how to get the tools to feel happier, to be happier. Some of you, I feel like there's some tools coming in about therapy or self-help or energy work or things of that nature that are going to like better your living experience, like your day-to-day mood and life. Maybe information about substances, supplements. There could be also information or surprises or things coming in about festivals, about work, parties, good times. The Four of Wands being at the center of the reading is like the best. The heart of your Aries season is fun. Are festivities. Are you... this is the heart of your Aries season, and the heart of your new year is about you establishing a new foundation in regard that you're passionate about, and establishing a new foundation in regards to how you establish a foundation in the realm of your physical, spiritual, and sexual energy. There also may be important conversations that you're having, or questions that you're asking, or things coming in with someone with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or maybe Cancer placements, possibly. But let's get the rest of the cards out. I do feel like there's just like information coming in about your living situation, or your living situation could be changing. But I do feel like whatever's happening, things are getting fucking better. I know it gets better. Hey, you ain't gotta be stressed out. Someone, Alexa, play Grit. I'm just kidding. Fuck Alexa, I would never have that shit in my house. Alright, Capricorn. Sun, Moon. I love you guys. And that's, I don't know why it's like giggly. I mean, partially, I'm not delirious. I'm well rested today, actually. But I feel like you guys are in a place where things are, feel like you are able to laugh about things. You're just getting naturally, it's like the weight is naturally starting to lift, especially the closer that we get to Taurus season. But I do feel like these cards are being reticent because you are also, it's like time, it's like arrive at conclusions slowly. Really let yourself evaluate. Really take the time to evaluate. Really take the time to string your words together properly. Words are spells. And it's important that, words are spells, and that card came out. Nice, Capricorn! Look at you showing up all free and shit. Look at you! What? I see you breaking free. No longer being bound, no longer being controlled. Feel like you're no longer like breaking free of yourself. Some of you are getting fucking divorced. Some of you are, it's like finalizing something, or you're just like put something to rest, or something really like resolves itself, or something feels like resolved internally. This could be pretty profound information that's coming in that in some way sets you free, or in some way makes you feel better in some sort of way. I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody. But Capricorn, the devil reversed is liberation. And so I do feel like by way, not only are you achieving emotional maturity, I feel like you have leveled up in your communication with spirit. You are more familiar with the sensation of your spirit and how it speaks to you. So I feel like you're trusting your intuition more, which means that the divine can entrust you with an even bigger sword of truth. Like your gifts, your intellect, the dots that you can connect, it's going to expand. Your mind is going to expand. Your intellectual capacities are going to expand. And that's, I don't know what that means, but I also feel like you may be like speaking more clearly, or you're able to articulate yourself more clearly. There's like profound language coming in, like you just are profound, it's getting better. So final card, final message. Some of you are like breaking free from addiction. Be careful of addictive substances. Be careful of, like some of you are finally like confronting the fact that there are addictions, or that there are substance abuse issues. Some of you are finally confronting the fact that you may not be sexually satisfied in your relationship. Some of you have been like playing like you're vanilla, but you're like that you're okay with your vanilla sex, and you're not really okay with the vanilla sex, and now you finally come out about like despising the vanilla sex, and I feel like it'll be celebrated. Yes, the Fool on the bottom of the deck. There's like moving forward. You finally get to like usher in a new chapter. So okay. I know we're excited. I know it's like it's happening. Yes, that's how it feels. It's happening. All right, final card, final message for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Thank you. The Eight of Cups. Yes. And I love that the Three of Swords is on the bottom of the deck, because what this tells me is that like it's, and how I feel about it when I see it is like, so what? Like I'm telling you, can't nothing wreck you like that shit did in the past. It happened to give you a certain kind of armor, and that armor is not to keep people out. It's that armor wasn't given to you or entrusted to you so that you can close off your heart or stop loving or be callous or crude or harsh to people. No, that armor has been given to you so that you can really like keep your heart open, so that you can do the most fucking badass thing that you can do, which is go out here in this world with your heart and your spirit and your like enthusiasm like on 10 and your eyes wide open, and that you can just like love wholeheartedly and not give a fuck about how people respond to that love or if you give it back, because you are so full from your connection with the divine and in your connection to the soul family that's been entrusted to you. I feel like figure out what you're gonna do with these tools when they're given to you, because if you're just going to like, the divine's not going to give you this epic sword of truth if you're just going to use it to cut off everybody and isolate yourself. It'll give you a little pocket knife. It'll give you a little Swiss Army. You know what I mean? Versus the real humdinger that like Richard would have wielded. Whatever. Like, who? If you know, you know. But there is this like okay. I feel like the emotional maturity, the growth that you display is absolutely contingent on what size sword you get. What kind of tool gets, what kind of spiritual gift gets entrusted to you. Because the goal is to get here. But if the divine gives you the fucking machete, if the divine gives you this huge fucking spiritual machete and you're just going to like rage just because it feels cool to slice things in half, it's not going to play you like that. Because then you'll end up doing this karmic cycle all over again and having to figure out how to use the Swiss Army knife, how to be entrusted with that, how to be entrusted with the little baby pocket knife, and then maybe how to be entrusted with, you know what I mean? It's just like and I don't even feel like I've ever gotten that metaphor, that like analogy actually for the Ace of Swords. It's just like they're different. Not everybody is earning the same Ace of Swords. Not everybody is capable of handling it. And so if you show up in the Aries season really egotistical and really like boastful, or trying to act like you're something that you aren't, if you come into Aries season allowing yourself to be soft and receptive and diplomatic and fair and compassionate, then you're going to be just like provided with, entrusted with a different level of responsibility, a different access in your spirituality, a different kind of information. People are going to be able to, like, depending on how you show up, people are going to be able to tell, okay, I can have this conversation with her. I could take it there. Or them, excuse me, it doesn't have to be her. It's like, I can have this conversation with this person. They can handle this information. And I feel like the work that you do for yourself, and that's what Aries season is about. I am. That is Aries' motto. And so the more that you focus on I am, the more that you prioritize that, the sooner, or the more that you prioritize that, the healthier I feel like it gets to be. Like, you really allowing yourself to learn the difference between self-sufficiency and being selfish. Like, being done with this like place of guilt or whatever it is that has kept you from prioritizing yourself to a healthy level. And that's what I feel like you're getting liberation from. Whatever has kept you from prioritizing yourself. And it could have been just this outdated mindset, and that's what the Ace of Swords is coming in. It's coming in and it's like, hey, okay, you're ready for this next level. You're ready for this tool. And so for some of you, the King of Cups and earning this level may come with a bit of a test. And I feel like how you process this previous pain. Have you learned your lessons? Because if you learn the lessons, and if you allow yourself to really move forward instead of backwards, if you really stop being so hard on yourself and just like see outside of what's happening to you, see what's happened, like see outside of like allowing yourself to see beyond the veil, really, like, or beyond like the obvious, it puts you in a position where you get to make cuts, welcome in joy, experience freedom from temptation, from addiction, from substances, from inauthenticity. You get to really get out of your comfort zone and really be motivated by a lot of the pain that has come in, and it puts you in this position to really start being yourself and to start going on this quest of love, investing a lot of time and energy in being patient with yourself while you cultivate the next level of the game plan. But ultimately, I feel like the closer that we get to Taurus season, you get really comfortable with being like guided by your spirit. You get really comfortable using your intuition, letting that lead you. You get really comfortable having hope that you can actually like have the life that you want to lead. You can actually like make it fucking happen. You can experience freedom. You can you can break off the chains. Absolutely you can. Absolutely. And I feel like I need to just go ahead and like applaud you, because a lot of you have really like matured and leveled the fuck up. And that's been a weird thing. Not every sign has gotten the clap, but the round of applause, but there've been a few signs that have come through that have gotten like a clap, because I do feel like this is like graduation season. It really is. And I do feel like you, Capricorn, Congratulations. I really like you've endured. You've made it through something. You are, and if you keep choosing you, you can sustain this progress. I love you. Let's get into it. Shit, y'all always got some shit going on, man. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.